All right, here we go. Here we go. So, in this video, we're going to talk about how to create your own NFT collection for the Cardano blockchain from start to finish. We're going to be talking about how to generate these images and how you can create metadata for these images and bulk upload them up to a sales marketplace and wire it up to your website so you can start minting NFTs or having other people mint NFTs, and then you'll get rich. So I have a kind of an example project here. I'm going to be using this just to show you guys, how you're gonna make NFTs, and this is going to be a real project that you can actually go and mint on the blockchain. And I just call this Gooskas, and you're probably looking at that and you say, "Huh, that doesn't look like a goose. That kind of looks like a duck." And yeah, shut up. Just fucking let me deal with it, okay? I'll deal with it later. Anyways, so I'm going to be generating about 5,000 of these, and I'm going to be putting it on this website, gooskas.com, and I'm going to have a payment gateway where users can click buy, and their wallet will be synced up, and they can purchase one of these. So this is just kind of a fun project. It's nothing too serious here. And yeah, pixel art is really overdone, but that's actually kind of why I just decided to do it there, because I didn't want to dedicate too much time to something original. So okay, so let's get on to the first topic here. And we're going to be talking about how you're going to want to set up your artwork in Photoshop or some other photo editing software. So I don't have Photoshop. I use a free service called Photop. I'm going to bring it over here. And Photop is absolutely free, and you can edit PSD files with it, and you can export PSD files, and you can do probably 80% of the things that Photoshop can do. You can do it in Photop, and you don't even need to sign up for an account. So I already have the base Photoshop template done, and what I should mention is I'm going to have everything in here online for you guys to look at, so you can see what I'm doing, and you could just kind of copy me or look at where my train of thought was at. I watched a video on how to do this, how to work with a generative art node like Hashlips, and the guy was talking about, it was a great video, and he had some pretty good solid tips on there, but he wouldn't show his artwork, and he's like, yeah, he actually says, like, yeah, I don't want to show you guys my artwork because I don't want you to steal it. I'm like, dude. First off, number one, no one's going to steal your fucking artwork. If you're looking at how to generate your own artwork, you already have some artwork in mind. It's just stuff like that just irritates the fuck out of me. So I'm going to include this entire PSD file with all of the layers, just so you guys could kind of get an idea of how this is going to work, or at least how I do it. There's a lot of ways you can do that. This is just my way, and yeah. So we're going to have here here's our PSD file of all of our layers and all of our groups, and on the bottom is going to be your first layer, and in almost any case your first layer is going to be your background, so you can toggle these on or off or whatever. And but just keep in mind that this is something that is going to be placed on top of each other if you think about this. So you need to think logically about your own artwork. Is okay, so our first layer, it's going to be the backgrounds. So what's going to go on top of there? Because if you start putting things in the wrong order, like if I put a tire below my body, obviously my attire is obscured by the body because the body is on top of that. So you need to really think about how exactly do you want to have your artwork layered. So we just got a bunch of different bodies here to work with. But yeah, that's just a basic overview of that. And now here's the other thing that you might have noticed is that you see each layer on here has a name and then a pound sign, sorry, hashtag, number sign, whatever. And then, yeah, it's got a name, a number. So it goes name, number, name, number, name, number, name, number, name, number, name, number. This is important if you are going to be using the generative art node by Hashlips. The number sign here is a delimiter that will tell you how rare do you want this attribute to be. And those numbers might not mean anything to you, but let me explain. Well, let me drink my beer first and get some tobacco. I really should rehearse these videos. Anyways. So. Here is my rarity table that I'm using for this this project. So you will see things like, this is how I set it up. So every single group is going to have all the layers in here. So group accessories and layer 3D glasses. So group accessories and layer 3D glasses, there they are. There they are. Group accessories, layer 3D glasses. And I like to get every single one of my layers and I like to put them into a table, and I want all of them in the end to add up to 100%. Okay, you don't have to do this. This is just the way that I do it. So I am looking at some of these accessories and I'm thinking, oh, which ones do I like the most? So if I want something to be really rare, like here's crying. I want crying at 1%. That means I want 1% of all of my NFTs will have the crying attribute. So if I go into here, accessories, and then there's crying. There's a crying gooska. There's a crying, I almost said crying duck, but whatever. So that's how I'm looking at these things here. So you're going to go through every single one of your groups, or you know, whatever your attributes are going to be. Just think of these groups as attributes. Background, obviously that'll be an attribute. I had the outer space one as the rarest because that one's just the coolest one you can get. And you're going to go through all these and just add them up to 100%. And I'm going to include this Google Doc sheet. That's going to be in the description below. I will make sure to do that for you guys. And you could use it or don't use it, but this is just how I do it. So next step is now that we've got all of our layers done. And by the way, this is not a Photoshop tutorial. It would be like a 45-hour course if I was going to teach Photoshop, which I don't even have. So now that we have our master PSD file, we need to export it. And the way you can do this in Photopea, and I'm sure it's probably the same way in Photoshop, is you click on File, Export Layers, and pay attention right here. You're going to want to uncheck this because we're not exporting only layers that start with an E. You're going to uncheck that, remove parts outside. That's not even necessary. And here's another important one. Uncheck that, trim transparent parts, because if you don't do that, then your attributes like like the beak or something like that has a lot of white space, like this would instead of being 1080 by 1080, it would be like 250 by 250. So make sure that when you go to export layers, that trim transparent parts is unchecked. And then you click on export layers, and then it'll bring up a little zip file. And here's the kind of pain in the ass part, because you get your assets file of all your layers, but they're not in their groups. So you need to take time out of your life and put them back into their own folders. So you're going to have a folder for beak, and you need to go and find the beaks. So here's one, zombie beak, and two, gooska beak. There's two of them right there. Create a new folder and call it beak. So that's how you get started with that. All right, but yeah, once you get all that set up, you'll be in a pretty good place. So, for example, here is the final. These are the folders I got. So everything goes in its own group. Every layer that is attributed to the accessories group goes in the accessories. So this is just going to take you a lot of time to do. Actually, it'll probably just take you like 4 minutes, but man, it's a lot of clicking you got to do. But if you have a different way to do it, let me know. Probably another thing I should mention is, what if you have a attribute category that you don't want to assign something to? Like, what if you have headgear, but you don't want every single NFT that you're selling to have headgear? So what you do is you create a new layer and just call it none, and it's going to be a transparent layer. There's not going to be anything in there. I put a 1 pixel dot with 0%, 0% opacity on there. That's all you do. If you have any attribute that you'd want there to be a possibility where someone can get absolutely none. So if you go to my rarity chart, you'll see that the headgear, 25% of them aren't even going to have any headwear. That is the most common attribute that you can get, is no headgear. So people should feel special when they get a blue beret or a chef's hat. Yeah, so. Okay, so what the hell was I doing? Oh, okay. We're gonna go into NFT Maker Pro now, and we're gonna set up the project. If you don't have an account for NFT Maker Pro, obviously, what are you doing? Go ahead and make one, and you're gonna sign in. And your screen is not gonna look like mine. And the first thing you're going to want to do is go into this sidebar, click on NFT projects. You can see I already have one here for Gooska's, but I'll go set it up here with you. I'll go set it up with you. We're going to create a new project. Give it a name. So we'll just call it, I don't know, Gooska's 2 or whatever. Your project URL. Description is really not needed. I've never even used this field. You don't have to set this up. It's actually kind of useless to me. Token name prefix is kind of just for your internal information, but it's also, in my opinion, another entirely useless field that does not need to exist. I don't think I've ever set a token name prefix on any of my projects here, because I do that in other places. So don't worry about this right now. If you're going to follow the tutorial, don't worry about it. Your address reservation time, it says 20 minutes, but due to the load of the blockchain right now, by default, your address is, when you go to buy an NFT, it's basically saying when you click on the buy button, it's going to reserve how many NFTs that you wanted to buy for you for 20 minutes. And you can set that up to an hour, but right now the default timeout is, I think it's 50 minutes now, because Cardano's a bit slow these days, but with the Basho update coming in June, it should speed up exponentially. So don't worry about this. You actually don't even have any control over it as of right now. Max token supply. If you're like this, like, hey, I have a collection of 10,000. My max token supply shouldn't be 1. Well, no. These are non-fungible tokens here. So leave max token supply as 1, and because it's going to be, you want 1 token, you want 1 NFT for each iteration that you go through. So this is a max supply of 1. There's only going to be 1 of these Gooskas that look like this, that have these attributes. This is another Gooska that looks like this, that has these attributes. There's another one right there. So that's what max token supply means. It just means 1 for NFT. Your payout wallet is, you really shouldn't have it be your internal wallet, like, ever. Just have it go to your own personal wallet. Because when someone buys your NFT, it's going to go here in your internal wallet. And that's, what the hell's the point of crypto if it's in somebody else's account? So there is a point to the internal wallet. It's actually very important. But in terms of selling NFTs, no, you just pay it out to yourself, because then you're just going to get a bunch of stupid-ass transaction fees. And there's another one here, upload project image. This project image is only used for the payment gateway, and I highly recommend anyone who is setting up a project that intends to use the payment gateway on NFT Maker Pro, please use this. It adds a personal branding to the pop-up. So I'm going to go do that right now. I already made one. 300 by 100. It's kind of tiny, but at least it's got your brand name on it. So just keep that. on there. Policy, your policy ID. Just if this is one of your first projects here, I would say just leave it as is. You're gonna want, the policy is gonna lock anyway, so just leave the default date. I think they go out like 6 months or something. But if you want to copy a policy ID from a previous project, go add more to your collection if you want, or if you want to have segregated projects, because some people will actually make you know, an NFT project for public minting and an NFT project for private minting, like a whitelist minting, which is I could go on a tangent about that, why that's a bit silly, but that's beyond the case. I actually do have a video on how to duplicate policy IDs for multiple NFT projects on NFT Maker Pro. But for now, just create a new policy and just leave this as the default value. Okay, right here is going to be your NFT metadata, and this is where you're probably going to want to start to pay attention just a little bit. So here's what I do. I'm going to see if I can take, like, I don't know, I just got a Sublime text here for fun. Editing the metadata template inside of NFT Maker Pro is actually kind of a pain in the ass, because like you hit space or you hit enter and then it just brings you down to the end of the JSON, which is like, dude, this sucks. So what I do is I take the NFT metadata and I just edit it right here. And if you're getting a bit intimidated by looking at code, well, you better build a bridge and get over it. We're gonna do a little bit of coding. You're not gonna have to be a professional programmer to do this. If you follow my instructions, you can do this, okay? So stop whining. There we go. So one of the first things I always do is I take out the description, because who gives a shit? Second, now we have to go add in our metadata. And since this is JSON, we're gonna hit make a comma, and we're gonna start our next property and value. I had in my collection a few properties. So I'm looking at my Photoshop layers here: headgear, body, beak, backgrounds, attire, and accessories. Those are all attributes. And here's how you add them on NFT Maker Pro. We're going to go right after the files array, and then we're going to make a new property and backgrounds. And here's the important part here. We're gonna do open and closing carets, and we're gonna do the same. The value is going to be the same as the property. You will notice that in the metadata template, anything here in the open and closing carets is going to be a variable that either you or NFT Maker Pro is going to fill out. Like, you know, SRC, the IPFS link. I've never manually filled that out ever. NFT Maker Pro does that for you. MIME type. They'll do that for you. You know, name, that's you'll specify that for them. So this is pretty simple stuff right here, guys. This is like day one coding at any school you've ever gone to. So I'm going to keep going down the list here. So I had body, and we're going to keep going down here. Body, attire, open and close, comma, next one, accessories, headgear. And beak. There we go. So now that we have everything here in our metadata, these are all the attributes that are gonna show up on pool.pm. In terms of version, you really don't even need that. That's actually kind of for your own internal reference. Sometimes I remove it, but I guess I'll just leave it in here. It doesn't hurt anything. It doesn't really show up on it will not show up on pool.pm. You're not going to see version 1.0 underneath the metadata attributes of your NFT. This is just for your internal reference. Now that I have all of that done, paste that in there, hit next. And it's going to go through everything that you have. Max NFT supply 1. Remember I told you don't worry about that. Stop crying. And new policy expired. Policy expired, that means it's just going to lock. And once a policy locks, you can't add to the collection. You can't edit the metadata of the NFT itself, which even doing that when an NFT is minted, that's a whole another video, because it is something that I think only NFT the minting service can do for you, I think. So another thing, don't worry about this, don't worry about this, don't worry about that, and just make sure the payout wallet is going to your own wallet. Don't worry about this, don't worry about that, don't worry about that, and don't worry about the project name, and here's your metadata. And I'm not going to save the project here because I already have one, but that's how you go through that. All right. So that is how you configure a new project in NFT Maker Pro. The next thing we're going to be talking about here is Hashlips, the generative art node for creating these iterations of your own NFT. And this is going to involve a little bit of coding. And if you can't do it, if you get stuck, just message me on Twitter and I'll do it for you for 500 ADA. And yes, I'm serious. I will do it for you for 500 ADA. And I have I've uploaded maybe probably a dozen projects by now, probably more. I've actually lost count. So let me just take another drink here. And in the description below, I'm going to have the link to the Hashlips art engine. And we are going to go down, or we're going to click on this link, and we're going to go download this code. And this is going to be exciting. So we got Hashlips art engine. Okay, so we got Hashlips art engine main. Test upload. That's just for my internal reference. The text editor of choice that I use is VS Code. You can use whatever you want. Doesn't have to be VS Code. I don't even know why I had Sublime text up there, but I haven't used that in years. All right, so we are in Hashlips, and the first thing that we need to do is once we download the source code, we have to install the dependencies. And I'm going to go open up a terminal here. How do you open up the terminal from the... I know the keystroke. I just don't know how to open up a terminal. New window, new terminal. Oh, dummy. All right, yeah, so literally just click on, if you don't know how to open up a terminal, you're gonna wanna click on here, open up new terminal. There you go. But I'm a cool guy and I know all the keystrokes. Just kidding, I know like 6. Now we have this. You're gonna wanna make sure that you have Node installed. For reference here, I'm using Node 16 and NPM version 8. Let's see how this is going to work here. So the first thing to do is you're going to want to do npm install. Or if you're a cool guy like me, you just type in npm I. Great. That's absolutely fantastic. We are going to be making a few adjustments, but first what I want to do is run Hashlips and show you how it naturally spits out the metadata. Okay, so we're gonna go into the we're going to open this, reveal this in Finder. The first folder you're going to go into here is the layers folder, and you can see they have some, they have some basic placeholder stuff for you. We don't want any of this. This is not relevant for your own project, and we're going to be adding our own that we downloaded from Photopea. So you just highlight all of those layers and delete them. And I am going to go into the layers that I downloaded from Photopea and put them into their own folder. It's very important that you put them in the correct folder too. And they all have the layer name with the delineator and the rarity score. So I am just going to copy that over. And we're going to do a little bit of code editing here. It's not too difficult. You don't need to panic. And we need to go into it's the config file, I think. Yep. So here we are. Here's the config file. Anything, this is going to be the variable or the constant if you want to be a smart ass. Here's going to be the variable that we're going to be editing. Layer configurations. Let's give them a name. Let's actually start from the top here. Now you're going to see this here. It says generate metadata for Ethereum. Yes, it's going to generate metadata for Ethereum, but with some edits. And if you follow along with some edits, it's going to spit out the correct format for Cardano. So the name prefix, I'm just going to call this Goose. There you go. Descriptions. You don't even really need to do it because I'm not even including it here. But if you really want a description in your fucking metadata, you can just do it here. Goose CNFT collection for Cardano. Base URI, not important right now because we're going to be using the IPFS link that is going to be generated by NFT Maker Pro. And I think that I showed that. I did show that to you guys. So if we go into NFT Maker Pro, and remember the thing in the words inside the opening and closing carets, that is a variable that either you or NFT Maker Pro is going to fill out for you. In NFT Maker Pro's case, the IPFS link will automatically be generated for you. So do not worry about the base URI. Solana metadata, well, we're not making a collection for Solana, so you don't even have to touch this at all. Going down to layer configurations, grow addition to size. This just means how many NFTs do you want in your collection. So the Gooska's collection is going to be 5,000. But for this, I'll just generate 10 just to show you some, just to show you how it works. Now we have our layers here. So we have layer background. There it is. Layer background. Next one, eyeball. Eyeball's not in there. So what else do we have? We have accessories. Next layer, eye color, not there, but we do have a tire. So let's call it that. Beak, body, and we can get rid of those two because we're not using them. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you're probably thinking, hey, what if I want to, generate a static value? There's ways that you can do that. So what if you want one attribute to be just to be a website, just to be the website name? You're thinking that you can just do this, right? Name. You'd think that you can do that, but no, that's not proper. At least in Hashlips, you can't do it like that because Hashlips is looking for a folder inside the layers folder that's called background, accessories, attire, beak, and body. It's not going to find a folder called gooskas.com. Now you can go into NFT Maker Pro and do this. So we will. God, this is why I hate editing here in this fucking web terminal. Website. And remember that the opening and closing carets is a variable to be filled out. However, if you just have a plain text string like this, that will not be overwritten by anything. That is a static value that will show up on every single NFT that you have. But I'll leave that out for now because I'll show you how to add that in the code when we start modifying this a little bit. What if you have an attribute that wants to generate a random number or something? It's not a Photoshop layer, but it's also not a static attribute that is never changing. So I'll show you how to do that. So I'll just get rid of that and we can save it. Next thing that we're going to do, and this is really important, is we're going to go to the format. So the layers that I have for this are going to be 1080 by 1080. So there's the background layer, that's 1080 by 1080, and here's the beak, And that's 1080 by 1080. Let's change that real quick. Height. Smoothing is, to be honest, they didn't have much information. They actually didn't have any information about what the smoothing means. From reading the document, or from reading the GitHub issues, though, if you're dealing with a pixel art collection, you should probably turn smoothing to true. However, I've run this collection with smoothing on and off. I don't notice the difference. But just for this example, I'll turn smoothing to true. But in almost any other case, if you're doing a normal NFT collection that isn't a cookie cutter pixel art collection like I'm doing, just leave it false. Okay, we got that, and you'll notice in the scripts we're going to have a command here that's called generate. That's the one that we're going to do, and it's going to create a new folder, I believe in the build folder, and it's going to spit out our images and our metadata. So we will type in npm, and you might not be able to see that. There we go. So we're going to type in npm run generate. Yep. Okay. So here's what happened. Remember, layers, backgrounds. I probably should have called it background. Actually, I don't even care anymore. Whatever, I'm gonna call it backgrounds. That is actually really stupid. Why would I call the folder backgrounds when we're only showing one? Whatever. I don't care. I officially don't care anymore. So the reason that this failed is because I was calling this background and the folder itself is called backgrounds. So let's call it that. I'm not even going to edit that out. npm run generate. There we go. In the console log here, it spits out this this hash value, the DNA. It just basically is what Hashlips does is it looks at all of the attributes that are in one of your NFTs, and it makes sure that they're all unique. And if they find one that has matching values, then it's going to skip over it and put it back into the queue so it can go scramble the data again. But the DNA is not really, it's not relevant at all to your metadata. It's just more for internal reference for Hashlips here. I ran the command and it created this new folder called build for me. And it's got two subfolders, one called JSON and the one called images. So let's click on the image and it looks like I screwed something up here. Oh man, look, my layers are messed up here. So this is important when you're dealing with Hashlips. You got to go find out what is the correct order of my layers. So right here, this is a green scarf. That scarf should be over the body. What else do we have in here? This one is, I believe it's a soldier, and he's got boots, but those boots should be over the duck feet, the goose feet. So let's go back here and figure out what the hell we did wrong. Now, in Photopea, what we had is we started from the bottom up. So the bottom layer is backgrounds, and everything builds off from backgrounds. Backgrounds, body, accessories, headgear, and the beak. The beak is the top layer, backgrounds is the bottom layer. In Hashlips, they're going to do things kind of different. So the first object in this array is going to be the bottom layer. So that means body goes right after that. And then we take a tire, move it over here, accessories, and beak, and I just noticed that I'm actually completely missing one because I'm an idiot. I missed the headgear folder. But yeah, so like I said right there, you know, bottom up, and then bottom up in Photoshop there, and then top down in Hashlips. I don't know why they do it that way, but the author of this software is extraordinarily talented, and he's created something wonderful for the community to use. So I'm not going to complain. I'm not going to complain at all. Okay, so we fixed some issues here, and we're going to run npm run generate again. Cool. And look at that. That is a properly generated Gooska, almost ready to go minting on the blockchain. We got a zombie goose here. Okay, that's a rare one. And if you want to get a rarity report, you can go do npm run rarity, and it'll show you, okay, you know, the Gooska beak, 9 out of 10 of these, or 90%, have this regular beak, but this one, that one's called the zombie beak. It actually kind of looks shitty on non-zombie Gooskas, but whatever. The yellow beret, that's not in any of these, but I only ran 10. Why don't we run something a little bit more sizable so I could show you guys this. We're gonna generate 100 here. And then after we generate 100, we'll run a rarity report so we can see how well our how well our attributes match up with our rarity table. All right. So I said what do we got here? So we got chef's hat. Chef's hat, weight of 10. And in this collection of 100, the chef's hat is in 11 out of 100 of them. So you'll see in our rarity table, I had the chef's hat at 10%. At a collection of 100, 10%, that matches up pretty damn well. The crown was so rare, it wasn't even in any of them yet. So you'd want to get a more sizable sample size here. Fedora at 13%. So all of these are really matching up what we had here in our rarity chart. So that's absolutely fantastic. Okay. So now we are about ready to actually generate our we're about ready to go generate our collection here, and let's get started here, guys. Let's get crazy. Before we do that, I'm just going to show you what the metadata here looks like. If you are familiar with Cardano and how they do their metadata, you're looking at this and you're like, wow, this is not the 721 format that we use in Cardano. And yes, you're right, but it's not a big deal. Not a big deal. I will show you how to format this properly. I'm actually going to do it in Hashlips. And I'm going to have this as a repository that you guys can go on and online, you know, download it and mess around with it yourself. Because I'm a nice guy. So don't worry about this too much, but we will be referencing this later, just so I can show you, especially the attributes array inside here, because your 721 format in NFT Maker Pro is not going to have an attributes array that looks like this at all. It's just going to be backgrounds, forest green. It's not going to have trait type or value. It's just going to be a property and a value, not an object, just a property and a value. If you don't know what that is, don't worry. Sometimes I like to talk, and yeah, so we've got our layers in order, and now we're gonna do the long part. So my collection is 5,000, and we're gonna go generate all 5,000 here, and we're gonna see how this works, because I don't want to run rarity again, idiot. I want to run npm run generate. npm run generate, and let's get this party started. Okay, so that's working pretty well, and I'm not going to run this. I'm actually going to stop the video now, and I'll pick up after this is done. And through the magic of video editing, I'll see you in a bit. Yeah, all right, we're back. That took about 10 minutes. So we got 5,000 of these NFTs. Of these cool gooskas, and we can see them right here. Just doing a QA on these. All right, where's the cosmic ones? Well, I'm sure it's there. The next thing, after you're done generating your NFTs and your metadata, I highly recommend that you guys do this, because the next steps are going to involve me editing some of the source code here on Hashlips, so we could spit out metadata that works in Cardano's 721 format. We could run npm run rarity. Let's see if we can spit this out and save it, because we're going to we might want to look at it later. So I'll just call this rarity.txt. There we go. And it should be right here. Okay. So let's check it out. Okay, so that's why I didn't see any outer space. There's only 66 in 1,000. And if we look at our fucking page, sorry. If we look right here, so rarity, outer space, our background, outer space, I wanted 1%. Okay, so we got 1.32% in reality here. That's pretty damn close. Let's see here, background, Rebecca Purple, 7% is what I wanted, and we got 7.54. Fantastic. What else? Accessories, yellow necklace, 13.66. 15%. Yeah, that's not too bad. It's not too bad. Chef's hat, 10.12. Headgear, Chef's Cat, 10% right there, pretty much spot on. So yeah, our rarity chart here pretty much matches up with what got spit out from the generator. And I'm very happy with that. Very happy with that. So we've looked at our NFTs. We've run the rarity and we saved it in our rarity.txt file. And that's just for your internal reference there. I personally use this file to make my own rarity chart on the Gooska's website. There are rarity tools out there that you can go pay for, but since this is a project that I was, I'm not taking it. It's an example project. It's a learning project for people on YouTube. I'm not going to go pay for like the cnft.tools rarity table, which is honestly, if you're making a serious collection, I highly recommend that you pay the 400 ADA or whatever they charge these days. It's definitely worth it, and you'll notice that people in your Discord will actually look for it. But for now, I just I ran the rarity data here, and I just input that those figures here on the website. Just something really simple. All right, next step. Next step here. All right, we are going to now start doing some. I would say this is probably the most advanced part of the fucking tutorial. We're going to be taking our metadata and rerunning the npm run generate command, but we're forcing Hashlips to spit the data out, spit the metadata out as a Cardano 721 format, and will also be we'll also be using the bulk uploader tool. I do have another video on how to upload upload your NFTs with with the Hashlips version of the metadata. This is not a problem at all to work with, but I had a lot of people, asking me, how do you do this and that, and they don't know how to work with like Axios or promises or generator functions, and that's okay if you don't know how to do that. I'm gonna show you how to manipulate this metadata from Hashlips and get it in the right format. And it's going to be significantly less coding than my other YouTube tutorials. So this is why I think it's actually probably worth your time to pay attention if you're really new at coding. If you're one of those boomers out there. But shout out to all the non-coders out there that have artistic skills. You guys are highly in demand. All right, let's do something beautiful. Let's make our dreams come true, boys. So what we need to do here is I can show you the world. Take this and we'll just split the screen here and just showing you the difference in the format of the metadata. This is Cardano on the right screen, and this is what Hashlips spits out. I think this is what they use in Ethereum. I'm not sure though. I've never bought an NFT on Ethereum. I think actually the one time I tried to do it, it was like if I wanted to pay the equivalent of $100 in Ethereum, the transaction fee was $100. And I'm like, this is ridiculous. So yeah, shout out to all the Ethereum people that are thinking about switching over to Cardano and watching this tutorial. If you're one of them, leave a comment. To be honest, I don't even think anyone's still watching this video right now. So I'm just shooting from the hips here. So, all right, yeah. So let's get this to look like this. Let's get this to look like this. We can do it. It's not a big deal. You can stop bitching about it. I'm sick and tired of you crying about dumb shit that doesn't even matter. All right, we're gonna scroll up here. Oh my God, that's a lot. We're gonna close that and we are gonna start doing some JavaScript cardio. So what we need to do is we're in the config folder, and the config is, I mean, it's just setting up the layers and the height and width. That's about it. But where does the magic happen? The magic is going to happen in main.js. And we have to take this attributes array. It's an array of objects. And we have to go pop the trait type and the value out, so it just so it kind of just, you know, it just looks like, you know, it looks like this. It just looks like that. So it's a little bit of coding here, but if you watch me, it'd be pretty easy to do, because I'll do it for you. Okay, so we're going to open up main.js, and we need to inject every one of these trait types and values into the proper Cardano format. And we're going to go look for a function called add metadata. I could search for it, but I'm man, actually, fuck this. There we go, dickhead. So, okay. So we can see right here that this is the base template that they are using to create the JSON files. Name, description, image, DNA. Name, description, image, DNA. Get the fuck out of here. And right here, attributes. And it is, the property is attributes and the value is attributes list. So that is telling me that the attributes list is just going to be an array. And we got to refuculate this array. Compiler, look at this right there. Like we don't need this. We don't need this in our metadata. It's really nice. It's okay for Hashlips to advertise herself. They did something for free for the community, and the guy made something amazing. But for our NFTs, we're not going to use it. I think this video is enough advertisement for him. So let's take this variable, the temp metadata, and let's refuculate it. You guys want to do that? Well, if you're the 5 people still left watching this video, well, we're going to do it. All right, let's create some space right here. And the next thing that we're going to want to do is we are going to go into NFT Maker Pro, and we are going to get the metadata. I call it the metadata skeleton. And this has all the open and closing carets. I'm going to take that, copy that, and we're going to call this let temp metadata equals this. And it's throwing me these squiggly lines because it's all pissed off, but I don't care. We're going to comment this out, and I don't actually need that one. And there we go. Yep. Okay. So this is our new temp metadata, and it's going to spit out the format that we need. This is fantastic. And here are the values that we're going to replace. We don't need them. Well, I mean, we need them, but we're gonna get rid of them because we'll replace them later on. So what we're replacing is our layers. Layers, accessories, attire, backgrounds, beak, body, and headgear. We're going to replace these. And we are going to leave it like that. Actually, no, we don't. We need to reference another thing, and this is going to be a unique identifier for our metadata. And this is just for Hashlips. And watch and learn. In order to generate these individual metadata files, Hashlips needs to find the edition number. If you don't have an edition number on there, Hashlips has no idea which metadata file it's trying to look at. So the only thing that we're going to copy from the original temp metadata is this key value pair. Edition. I don't know, we'll just keep that in quotes for now. We're going to parse this anyways, or stringify it and make it look all pretty. So this key right here is required to make an individual metadata file. Okay. So we have the template. Now we need to inject our metadata into it so it's in the proper format. So what we're going to do is, since the attributes property has a value of attributes list, that is an array. And we can refocculate arrays any way we want because it's just data. So let's, I really hate when my spacing is off, my tabbing is off, whatever. Okay, so we have the attributes list, and we're gonna go do a quick refocculation on that. Element for each element. Element is going to be the fucking iterator or whatever here. And we're going to go through, this is the attributes list. If you don't know, attributes, and this is the list, which is an array. But I guess it would be a list if you come from Python, I think. I don't know, I don't fuck with Python. So we are making a little loop to pop all of the trait type and values out so we can inject them into the right place in our metadata. So we're going to do a, since this is an array of objects, we are going to be doing some object destructuring. So we will set up a const, and we will call that trait type and value equals element. If you don't know what that is, it's basically const trait equals element dot trait type. That's all it is, but it's literally popping this last property off and putting it into its own constant. So trait type and value. Interesting. We have trait type and value. We got to pop those off. Okay, we got to make it pop. So we need to reference this object, and we got to go do some Navy SEAL style. And what the fuck did I do? I went to Navy SEALs on you guys. We got to do some Navy SEAL style infiltration here. Now we need to put this in the right spot. So we're gonna target the temp metadata object, and we need to get the first fucking object inside there. So that's gonna be 721. All right, we're right there. Now we need to go drop down another level. So we're gonna go to policy ID. And you notice we're not replacing policy ID because it's got the open and closing carets. That's going to be automatically generated for you by NFT Maker Pro. And then now we're in policy ID. Now we got to go drop down to asset name. So we're going to put that right there, asset name. And now we need to make a computed property value because if you just do dot trait type, it's just gonna be literally, you know, it's gonna show up as like this. Trait type. I don't know. Chef's hat. That trait type does not tell you anything at all. But if you put that in brackets, that makes it a computed property type, and that trait type, it turns into headwear. So trait type equals, we're gonna just say equals value. Yes, that's how we do it, folks. And that part is done for injecting our metadata right here. But remember how I said, what if you want to go put a static value in there, like your website? What if you want to do that? Dude, my tab's all fucked up on here. Whatever. So here's how we'll do it. We'll just copy that. And we'll make a static value. And we'll call this one website. Which actually, you probably don't even need the brackets on there because it's not computed at all. But in this case, it actually doesn't hurt to leave it on there, so who gives a shit? So we'll put the Gooska's website on there as a static value, and why don't we add something fun? You guys feel like doing something fun? Let's make something stupid here. Let's call it the number of people killed, because these Gooskas are pretty dangerous. This guy, he's a soldier. He's killed people. He can't even sleep at night. So let's create a random number from, I don't know, random number 1 to 400. And we'll do, in order to create a whole number, because I don't want someone to say we killed 7.3 people. That doesn't make any sense. We got to do a full, a whole number. So we're going to do math.round, and inside here we'll do math.random, and we will just math.random. It's going to start at 0 if we're rounding it, and then we will select any number from 0 to 400. So select any number, select a random number from 0 to 400. Now, if I want to be a cool guy, I would do this in like a standard, a normal distribution, use like some Gaussian library. But that's way overkill for this. Math.round, that'll give you an absolute a random number from 0 to 400. So let's just test that out right there. 189, 294, 296. Oh, that goose only killed 24 people. What a pussy. So we'll do that. Okay. So now that we've got this is why my shit's all fucked up. Here we go. Yeah, that looks a little better. That looks better. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Eject. Props and values. I'm using a VS Code extension called Better Comments. I think that's what it's called. Oh yeah, Better Comments right here. Yeah, this is a really cool extension that actually highlights your comments. I use it all the time. So you can do that and make it blue, or you can do to do, or you can make it green. But the red is it's a call out number. So it's just kind of telling me exactly, you know, what edits I made, because the edits that we're making right now, we can't run npm run rarity anymore. That's why I want to go save the rarity file, because we're doing some breaking changes to Hashlips, but it will still generate the proper metadata. Set up metadata skeleton, and then we'll say skull. There we go. Cool. Okay. Now, since we injected our attributes into the proper format for this file standard, sorry, the fucking 721 format for Cardano, and then we added our static values that aren't going to change. What we're going to do now is we need to save these in a proper format for the bulk uploader to deal with. And there's a few ways to do this, and I mean you can create your own script, but I kind of don't even see the purpose of doing that, because you know if we can just do it here in Hashlips, then there's no big deal. So you guys need to go to NFT Maker Pro. Actually, I'm just gonna fucking show you this shit. Fuck it, who cares? We're gonna go to NFT Maker Pro, and you're gonna click on your NFT project, and we're gonna go to Manage NFT, and we're gonna go to Bulk Upload NFTs. From here, you're gonna click down on server information, and it's going to give you your password and your username that you can use to log in to the FTP server. So I am using a client called Transit, and let me get that set up here for. So I have the information already put in here. Actually, go ahead and use my password. Go right ahead and try. Go ahead and waste your time. So I put the I made the connection here in not transit, it's transmit. I use transmit. I've used CyberDuck. I actually have a license for CyberDuck. I got that a long time ago. I still use it every now and then, but I think transmit's probably the best one you can get, at least on Mac. Windows has a bevy of FTP clients out there. I'm not going to tell you which one to get, but transmit is just what I use on Mac. But yeah, basically I just set up my SFTP. SFTP just means Secure File Transfer Protocol. Make sure it's that, not FTP. Set that up. Get logged in to your account, and that's going to be your username. And you're going to go look for the project you made, and you'll see the project ID and the name of it. And I'm in it. And as you notice, there's nothing in here. That's because we haven't uploaded anything yet. So the point that I'm trying to make here is NFT Maker Pro has file naming conventions that you really need to pay attention to. If you're going to be using the bulk uploader, you have to follow their rules. And as you can see on here, I have, 4984.json, 4985.json, 4986.json. Well, that's not going to fly if you try to upload those to NFT Maker Pro. Even if we get those in the right Cardano format, it's not going to work. So you literally have to read this shit. I know people don't like reading anything, but please take the 45 seconds out of your day to actually read this shit. If we're going to make a metadata file, we need to make it as the, so this will be, okay, so they got image, hashtag 0001.metadata. So for us, this will be Guska's number 4985.metadata. Same thing with the image. The image name and the metadata name have to match up. So image number 0001.jpg has to match up with image 0001.metadata. It's very important that you pay attention to this shit, because you can fuck it up easily and you look like an asshole. Because you are an asshole. I'm just kidding. Shout out to all 3 people now watching this video. Dude, if I get over 100 views on this video, I would be amazed. Anyways, what was I saying? Yeah, okay, so now we have to, since we've set up the injections into the Cardano format, we have to go rename the file names. So I need to go look for a function for saving the metadata. There it is. Save metadata single file. And you'll notice that it's the first variable, it's looking for metadata addition. If it doesn't find metadata addition, it's gonna fail. So the metadata that we're setting up has to have, it absolutely has to have this addition key. If you skip that, it's going to fuck up. So that's why we added it there, but we don't need it anymore. So once it finds the the addition property, what we need to do is we got to get rid of it, because that's just going to mess up our metadata for Cardano at least. So let's just do it real easy. Delete meta.addition. We don't need it anymore. Thank you for your service. Actually, idiot, metadata, because that's being assigned to this variable. So let metadata.addition. Get rid of it. It's done. Who cares? Who fucking cares? I don't care. Oh, man. And this write file sync, this is what's creating the JSON files. So we know that we have to have our files in a uniform format. Image number 0001.jpg. Well, we're not, our project is not called image, it's called Gooskas. So what are we doing here? What are we doing here? We have to call this Gooska space number, and it's going to be addition count, but we're not using the .json extension anymore for whatever reason. That's just how NFT Maker Pro wants it. They want the .metadata extension. Edited for NFT Maker Pro bulk upload. Yay. So you see where I did there. I just added the file format for the metadata in the NFT Maker Pro preferred standard. Actually, it's not preferred, it's the mandatory standard. So we did that for the metadata, but now we got to go do that for the image. And if this is called save metadata, then where the hell is save image? All right, well, there's one of them, but that's just being called. All right, there we go. Save image. So we're gonna do the same damn thing. It's not gonna be, 4985.png. It's gonna be Gooska space number .png. That's it right there. And we're going to save that, and that should be good. And the next thing that we got to do is we got to go run this again. Actually, generate metadata. I wonder what happens if I do generate metadata. Well, let's find out. YOLO. Uh-oh. Fuck. All right. Fuck it. All right, so don't run generate metadata. Let's just run npm run generate. And there we go. So I'm once again through the look at that right there. It's creating the proper metadata file. So no longer, these are no longer called 1.json, 2.json, 3.json. It's called Gooska #1.metadata. This is going to help you out in the future. Look at this. Number of people killed, 239, 257, 170. We've got our static value here. All of these are taken from the metadata files that we're currently generating through this. And yeah, you'll notice they're all different. So this is fantastic. And once again, through the magic of video editing, I will see you guys in about 10 minutes. And we are back. All right. Get some more tobacco in me real quick. Shout out to the 2 people now watching this video. I hope you guys make $1 million. I hope anyone watching this video creates generational wealth. I really mean that. So we left off with us finally generating the proper metadata format for Cardano, and you can see anything now that's left in the opening and closing carets is going to be filled in by NFT Maker Pro. You don't have to worry about the policy ID, the asset name, or the name, file type, MIME type, whatever. NFT Maker Pro will do that for you when you upload it. The shit that we filled out, though, is the stuff that we needed to do that NFT Maker Pro has no idea. NFT Maker Pro doesn't really know what the background color is of your JPEG, of your PNG file or whatever. So you got to tell them. And you'll notice in here that we got rid of the whole addition tag on there with the delete command. So this is looking fantastic. Our next step right now is to bulk upload. And you go here, and once again, I'm going to say you got to read it, and you have to do this in order. You have to upload the image first. If you don't do that, it's not going to work. It's going to get fucked up, and you're going to look like an asshole. So I'm here in my FTP client, transmit, and I am in the Hashlips directory, and we're going to go to the build folder, and we're going to go to the images, and boom, you can see that now we have every single image that is properly labeled for NFT Maker Pro to take advantage of. We're going to highlight all of them, and instead of dragging and dropping what in transmit, you can just right click on it. And it's going to take a while to think, and you can hit upload section. And I am not going to, oh wow, it's actually going kind of fast today. Well, that is fantastic. Okay. It took a while. Not too long. It took, wow. All 5,000 of those were uploaded in 5 minutes. It's crazy. Okay. So now that we have the images uploaded, we're going to go on to the metadata files in the JSON folder. Fuck, we can't upload that one. Bitch. It's all right. That's okay. Just highlight them. Right click. Wait for that to think. An upload section. This should take about a minute. And what do we Okay, that's cool. All right, we're gonna get ready to do some cool stuff with the website. But yeah, the metadata files are gonna be uploaded immediately right after this. Well, they're being uploaded right now. Jesus Christ. And then we are going to we're going to go into NFT Maker Pro right after this. And we are going to we're going to go set some prices here. And I'm going to go link up the payment gateway on my website. And then we're going to mint. It will be done. That's it. So you're about to be a millionaire if you're watching this. Man, I don't want to edit this fucking video again. And we're back. We're back. All right. 12:01. That did not take 2 minutes to upload. That was like 10. Whatever. So our images and our metadata are uploaded. And why don't we go into NFT Maker Pro and check it out? So we see our project here, and you're going to click on Manage NFT, and you're going to see all of our NFTs here. You can click on the image and get the IPFS link. Ah, yellow beret. Zombie goose too. That's a rare one. That's a rare one, folks. Gooska number 7. So let's and here's something that you guys are going to want to do before you go live, or even actually before you bulk upload. I just did this because I'm crazy, and I've done it 100 times before. But you know, upload a test batch, and then you want to click on show metadata, copy this metadata, and we are going to go to pool.pm/test/metadata. And this is going to give you a preview of what your metadata will look like on the blockchain. So paste that in, and if the image doesn't show up immediately, don't freak out. Just refresh the page. So check it out. We got green scarf. Yep, that checks out. Green football uniform. Yep. Background orange beak, normal beak. Body, yep, he's a zombie. That's a zombie. Headgear, red cap. Number of people killed. 179 people. It's so stupid. It's so stupid. Oh, man, shout out to the one person still watching this video. And website, which pool.pm will automatically link you to the website. And this is our website so far. So that's good and all, but now let's get into the fun part, which is setting it up for selling, because we're not doing this for a charity. We're businessmen. We're building generational wealth here on the blockchain. True story. When Dogecoin came out in what, 2013 or 2014. I was one of the first buyers there. I actually still have my old Doge wallet. And I only bought $50 worth. But man, if I put a couple thousand down on that, I would not be making this video right now. It was seen as a joke. It actually still is seen as a joke, but man, I would have had millions and millions of Dogecoin. But that's okay, because there's an opportunity every day. I saw a statistic that shocked me, and it said that it was less than 15% of Americans own or have ever owned crypto. So there is exponential growth still left in this crypto game. So if you're watching this right now in 2022, you're still early. Okay, so we're talking about setting prices here. So let's go back into NFT Maker Pro, and wow, there's like a rainstorm coming out. We're gonna look into not sale conditions, but actually I'll actually go into sale conditions here real quick. This is a top-down overview of what you can do. Sale conditions is extraordinarily powerful, and especially if you want to do something like a whitelist. So if you get a bunch of Cardano wallet addresses, you can just upload them from a CSV file, and then you can have a list that you can have a mint that is only for people on your whitelist. Another way of whitelisting a mint is to say a buyer must have a minimum of of your NFTs from a certain policy ID. So you could have a whitelist, say, like, let's say we do Guska's Series 2, and I will say that the whitelist will consist of anyone that owns a Guska in their wallet. And I would just paste the policy ID, and I'd set that number to 1, and that'd be it. And just activate the condition there. Another one, if you're a stake pool operator, yeah, but these sale conditions are extraordinarily powerful, and I encourage you to look into them and really explore what you could do with them, because I've used the whitelist one several times before, and it's always a hit. But that's not part of this video, so let's move on here. So we are going to go onto this $sign and click on Manage NFT Prices. And we're going to create a price list for, sorry, Jesus, I got the COVID. We're going to create a price list for our sale. And we're going to do several price tiers here. This might be a little overkill, but bear with me. I'm going to explain why this might be relevant for you. Because the pay-in window, you can only buy one at a time. But who wants to do that? Who wants to keep on clicking buy NFT, and then depending on the speed of the blockchain, wait 5 minutes to receive the fucking NFT, and then buy again? What if somebody wants to buy 5? What if somebody wants to buy 10? What if somebody wants to buy 20? Make it easy for them. Make it easy for them. So we're going to create several price tiers, and watch this. This is actually not just something that I think is good advice. I think this is something that you really should do if you're using the payment gateway. So we're going to create our first price here. One NFT we will sell for 12 ADA. I think ADA is at $1 right now. It's been going up quite a bit. Dude, it was like 78 cents like 3 days ago. Anyways, one NFT is going to be $12. Price valid from, price valid to. This doesn't pertain to us. It's irrelevant. So 1 NFT equals 12 ADA, activate the price. Next, here we go. 2 NFTs are going to be 24 ADA. No from or to date, activate it. 3 NFTs is going to be 36. You see where I'm going? You see where I'm going with this? 4 NFTs, that's 4 NFTs is going to be 48. Activate that price. We're going to do 5 NFTs for 60. Activate the price. And then we'll skip it up because it's going to look stupid if you go like, you know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So let's just jump from 5 to 10. So 10 NFTs, 10 times 12 is 120. Let's give people a discount. If people are going to be buying your project in bulk, well, you don't have to give them a discount, but you can if you want to. It's your project, it's your choice, whatever. So instead of 120 ADA, I'm going to say it's going to be 100. For 10 NFTs, you get 100. And then we'll do our final price for 20. 12 times 20 is 240, but let's give them another discount. Let's give them a higher discount. Let's call that one 200. 20 for 200, big discount right there. We're going to save that. So we have our prices set up here, and you scroll down, you're going to notice that you have this code to copy to the clipboard. But there's a problem here. If you're thinking about just stopping the video right now, well, you just fucked up, man, because it's not going to work. It's only going to work with 1. We have to go change. We have to make a select drop-down box to let the browser know how many NFTs that you want. So if you just go ahead and copy this and close the video out, you're not going to have the ability to go sell, you know, 1 through 20 however you want. So you got to pay attention. I'm going to go with style 2 because why not? I don't know. So what we need to do now is I am going to go into my code for the website, and I'm going to implement this pay-in window. So let's copy this code to the clipboard and go right into the code here. And I'm right here in the purchase NFT webpage. Now I'm doing this in Vue.js, and 99.99% of you people that are watching it are not going to be using Vue. You're not going to be using Angular. You're not going to be using React. You're going to be using WordPress, because if you know how to code in Vue, Angular, or WordPress, you don't need this tutorial. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to, I'm not going to force you guys to go watch how to do this in Vue, and then you're going to get all frustrated because you can't implement this in WordPress. What I'm going to do is I'm going to have a file in the repository. It's going to be in the description. It's going to be called Payment Gateway Select Box.html. And it's going to be a plain vanilla JavaScript implementation of how to do this, and it's going to be really simple. You can literally just copy and paste the code into JavaScript, into WordPress, and it'll work in WordPress. The styling will be up to you, but you can do this in WordPress. There's so many options in WordPress to do this, but right now I'm doing this in Vue. Like I said, stop hyperventilating. I'm going to include a plain vanilla JavaScript version of this in a file called Payment Gateway Select Box.html inside the repository. Link will be in the description. So, without further ado, let's dive into some Vue.js and let's get this fucking party started. So, what I have some starter code here. You don't need to pay too much attention to this, but let's run my development environment and get that situated so we can start getting some live reload and see how this is going to look on the website. Okay. So here is my development website. Very familiar. You've probably seen it on the video. And I'm going to go to the buy page, and you'll notice that well, there's no purchase button, and there's no drop-down box for quantity. But there is this this component right here that takes live stats from my project, and kind of it just shows you how many are available, how many have been sold, and the percentage sold or whatever. And you can see here in the console, this is refreshing every 30 seconds. I'm not going to do a video on how to do this. I'm not going to do a video on how to do this. This is actually a bit more complicated than you would think, and it's heavily integrated into my host provider Netlify, because it's working with like Lambda functions and shit like that. So this is not necessary for you to sell an NFT. It's just something that I just put on there because people like it. But so here's the first thing that we got to do is payment gateway. So let's get the button on our website, and I've already put it here in the code. So what we have here is that button, and if I save and refresh the page, you have the button here, and you click on it, nothing happens there. Well, that's because we got to go hook it up to Vue. And what we need to do is, because Vue does not use the on-click, they just use @click, and that's gonna be good, right? I think that's gonna be good, right? No, that can't be it. That's because Vue does not do that dumb shit. So we will create our own method called open payment window, which is exactly like this function open payment window. So what we can do is copy all this shit, and we will go into our methods, and we'll just put oh god, that looks awful. And since this is Vue, we gotta remove that. Open payment window, and I'm gonna save that so it auto formats. Thank you, ESLint. So now that is hooked up, and that brings up the payment window. But I still can only buy one at a time. Remember, one of the Guska NFTs is 12 ADA. Well, that's not going to work for us. So we need to change something. And it's like, how do you do that? How do you do that? So we need to create a drop-down box that can modify this URL. So you see, you know, here's our this is like a unique user ID, and there's a query string parameter, C equals 1. C equals 1. Well, C equals 1, that means count equals 1. So we have a price list for 1, but we also have prices for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10, and 20. So how do we get that 1 to dynamically change to whatever we've selected in the select box? So we are going to go to our data method here, and we will call one selected, and the default value is going to be 1, because you're not going to buy 0, you're going to buy 1 at a minimum. In view of the data method, it's just like this, it's the private memory of the component that you're working with. So it just stores any variables that you need or whatever. All right, so we created a property on the data method called selected, and we've pasted the payment code in the methods object. And now we need to adjust the payment URL constant so it will reflect whatever the number that is in the selected variable in the data method. So we're going to do string template literals, and then we're going to remove the C equals 1, and we're going to say C equals 1 $, open curly brackets, closing curly brackets, this dot selected. Once again, I'm telling you, if you're not using Vue, I will create a vanilla JavaScript file for you to follow this along. This is just for Vue, but the concepts are practically the same. So we have this dot selected. Now we need to create an array of options in the data method so we could dynamically generate this select box with the options. So we will say, dude, I'm tired as fuck right now. That's okay, I got JPEGs to sell. Quantity 1, and we're just going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10, 20. 2, 3, 4, 5, 10, 20. Bada bing, bada boom. And the last thing that we got to do is copy in our select box, which I actually already have it done here. I was going to go over it because I'm using Tailwind CSS, but like I said, if you're watching this, you're probably using WordPress, and you're probably not using Tailwind. It's not going to make any sense for you. You're just going to get frustrated. But basically, I'm saying to this select box, hook it up to the V model in the data methods. Data method is going to be selected, so it's looking at that memory. And this class right here is just a bunch of styles that I'm adding. And then I'm doing a v-for loop to make all the option elements. And the option elements is going to be looking in the options here. So options, quantity, value, right? Option.quantity. That's pretty fantastic. I would say so. So that looks good to me. And we're gonna save that. get that refreshed. And look at this. We have a select drop down box. So if I click on one, actually I think I want to. Actually, I'm gonna give my payment button a cool guy class, and it's gonna have some styles. Yeah, there, now it looks better, doesn't it? Look, sweet. So, here's our stats. We haven't sold anything. Nothing's been sold. Nothing is reserved. Still 5,000 available. And our total supply is 5,000. This number will never change, but this number will. So we have a quantity of 1. Click on here. And that's 12 ADA because we set up each NFT was 12 ADA. So this next one should be 24 if we click on 2. Boom. Fucking fantastic. And we did 20 at 200. That's fantastic right there. Holy shit. So let's do it live here, folks, and let's buy one. Let's wrap this project up. So we're gonna go buy 2. And I normally use Daedalus, but Daedalus is really not, it's not friendly at all for beginners. The only advantage of Daedalus is that it's a full node wallet and it can queue transactions, whereas I don't think NAMI can. I'm almost positive NAMI can, especially because it's a light wallet. It can't queue transactions in the blockchain. So I'm going to try to buy 2 with my NAMI wallet. And we're doing this in real time. Bicycle. Oh my God. Oh my fucking God, dude. Okay. So I just reserved 2. And look right here. Total reserved goes to 2. Total available decreases by 2. Total supply stays the same. Because I have this running every 30 seconds. And I'm going to click buy now. And I really hope I have enough money in here. Come on. Come on. I'm not going to cut the video. We're gonna do it live. You can see the payment gateway's got our logo in here because we had set it up right here in the edit at the project level. Yeah, so you got a little bit over an hour for that transaction to go through. Jesus. God, this is gonna be like a 3-hour video. And I'm not gonna edit it. Actually, I'll edit like 2 things. Oh man. This is the real speed of Cardano on March 24th, 2022. I hope when I'm watching this video and when Basho goes live in June, it'll be a fraction of this, like mere seconds. But for now, blockchain is going to be kind of slow. Oh, I just found a bug in my program right there. Total sold. So NFT Maker Pro is saying I sold it. Well, I'll fix this later. What the hell, dude? How is that possible? Let's see here. Keep that up. This dot sold equals data dot. Oh. Reveal my tokens. Oh, man. Let's see. I got one with a necklace, a fedora, brown body. Let's check out our rarities. No, I can't do that right now. Can I? Yes, I can. So we'll go to our rarities, view the rarity chart. Green, forest green background, 9%. Not too rare. Let's see, body brown, not rare at all. Greek attire, 15%. Not bad. This is probably easier to do. Which necklace did I get? Well, whatever. Who gives a shit? Oh, okay. All right. We got one with a halo here. Halo is uncommon. All right. Accessories, eye patch, another uncommon one. Attire, blue football, uncommon. Brown body, that's pretty common. White background, that's common too. So yeah, this is what I got. I got a few uncommon attributes here. Yeah, that's pretty good. No rares though. I minted my own project and I didn't get any rares. Wow. Now I want to go mint again. Forest green is uncommon. You know what? That's okay. So we have successfully created our own project and minted it to the blockchain on Cardano. I gotta fix that. It's so stupid. Yeah, anyways, guys, that was that's really about it. This has been the longest tutorial I've ever done, and I keep saying that I want to I keep saying that I want to rehearse these and write a script, but I really never do. I think next time I'll have a better one. I'll at least have a script, but yeah, just follow me on Twitter, guys. I'm trying to get a 1,000 followers before the end of the year. I don't know if it'll happen. That's kind of a big ask. I've only got like 200, but yeah, follow me on Twitter. If this is too much voodoo for you guys to do, like I said in the beginning of the video, I'll do it for you, but probably going to be like 508 I'll have to charge, because as you can see, a lot of this stuff is not too intuitive, and it's a lot of programming involved. But yeah, if you're still the last guy watching the video, just leave a comment or retweet this, because I don't do this for the advertising revenue. I don't get that much views. So, but yeah, this is actually one of the more fun videos I've ever done, and I feel incredibly happy I feel incredibly happy that that you guys have at least watched this far. So anyways, that's it. And yeah, just I'll see you on Twitter or whatever. And oh, also shameless plug. Here's my NFT project, localhome.estate, and we're making 3D homes for the metaverse. And yeah, go ahead and buy one there, localhome.estate, baby. All right, man. I appreciate you guys. I'll see you guys later. Peace.